This recent episode of Solo Leveling was crazy. It's everything that I expected it to be. We get to see the best S ranks from Japan, and our S ranks go toe to toe. And there's definitely some bigger toes out there than most. We get to see who's gonna be in the main field, you know, the deeper pool than other people, and then we get to see who's gonna be the people kind of stand in the back line, the range fighters, the healers, and the mages. The most important thing from this is seeing the top dog among the S ranks, and you know there has to be a Killua moment where somebody goes off the rails. It happened to be this guy with this mask on, which is ironic because he was just running away less than 2 seconds ago. Funny how he even started going off the rails though, because Hunter Cha smacked him in the face like 50 times, and then he proceeded to like go blow for blow with her. When he was gonna have her cornered, Sun Jin-woo stepped in and saved her. I find this so crazy that these ants got this blown out of proportion though, because in the first few episodes, nobody really cared about them. I mean, we cared about them, but they weren't an immediate threat. But if you got somebody walking around calling themselves the living weapon, a guy that can turn into a literal big cat, and you have these people from Japan that we could have been got over here to handle a nationwide, not even nationwide, a worldwide threat like these guys, you should have been handled them a long time ago, but here we are. But little do they know is something on that island that is so strong that nobody is prepared to handle it. But before that, we get to see Sun Jin-woo versus Goto, Japan's strongest soldier. These guys are going blow for blow, but we already know that Sun Jin-woo is a stronger one out of these combatants. It's crazy that in a world where we get to see the strongest hunters, and Goto is supposed to be the strongest, literally the peak of the Japan hunters, yet he can even tell that Sun Jin-woo is kind of playing around because he wants to have a little bit more fun in this battle. Obviously, the battle was going to get way too out of hand, so it had to be stopped by the outside supporting cast. I'm certain that Hunter Cha only stopped him just so she could smell him more. Honestly, look at how close her face is to him. It's later known that Sun Jin-woo won't even be appearing at Jeju Island because he's chilling with his mom. I mean, he just got her back, and honestly, you can't even halt that against him. His mom just got out of a coma. He's gonna chill with his mom, but he has other ways to get there just in case he needs to. So the A ranks are guiding the coastlines, and the S ranks get on the island. And their invisible reporter. You'll see why I call him invisible later. These S ranks actually clean house. They do way better than I thought they were gonna do. They weren't as strong as I thought they were gonna be, but I do have to admit these also are some S ranks. I don't know how many A ranks it would take to take down one S rank, especially Hunter Cha or Goto, or maybe even Sun Jin-woo if you want to put that into effect. But they do really good until this girl loses her head. And then we see that the demon ant has finally awoken. You know, after watching a Kama got killed, you think I'd be tired of seeing people's heads get chopped off. But at the same time, I kind of am. I'll be honest, I really don't like seeing that. But we get to see that not once, not twice, but 3 times in this episode. This black ant isn't really here to play, and he's showing that in the first few moments of this episode. Japan's hunter force is getting wiped out by this black ant, and meanwhile the guys on the inside are tracking down the queen ant and murdering her, very much with the help of Hunter Cha. I feel like if Hunter Cha wasn't here, they probably wouldn't have never killed this queen ant. Well, they probably would have got close, but who knows if they would have actually did it without Hunter Cha. Along with the queen ant, they got a lot of the red ants too, but when the queen died, that summoned the black ant, which brung back every single red ant there and the black ant to break the living weapon shield that was up top. And they broke through that just to get to the people that killed their queen. And the black ant, bro, the black ant walked in with so much aura. You could have called him T-Pain back in 2008. You could have called him 50 Cent when he got shot and still kept walking. Bro, you could have called him Brian Hart from ReZero. No, let me chill out. I always find a way to bring ReZero to everything. So here it is, the violation of every S rank in the room, except the invisible cameraman that Beru seems to not notice or not care about or not think the camera that's in his hand is some violent weapon. He just ignores him completely. Anyways, he violates Hunter Cha so bad that she needs medical attention right now, especially everybody else in the room. He ripped off this guy's arm, even though he was twice his size. He walked past this dude before this battle even got started, and he started eating his own queen ant. He walked past this dude. His aura alone made him feel like he got ripped in half. When he first appeared, Hunter Cha went to her knees, and you see the facial expression on her face, bro. He made her drop to her knees and have such a vile expression on her face that I couldn't even comprehend it for a second. I'm like, damn, that nigga must stink. His queen is dead, and obviously this dude is like the reverse of Batman. He looks for vengeance, yes, but the worst kind of vengeance in the worst way. He smacks Hunter Cha so hard that she flies into a wall, and I'm pretty sure he crushed every internal organ that she could have ever had or dreamed of having. After he's done humiliating all of the S ranks, he gets to them and says, "Where is your king? My queen is dead. I need recompense for this. Where is your king?" And obviously he senses Goto, who is probably the strongest person on this island, and goes and runs the fade with him. All the S ranks are down and out. Healers are dead. Multiple Japan's S ranks are dead outside, and Goto is probably going to end up the same way. So this is definitely the perfect time for Sun Jin-woo to step in and switch out one of his shadow clones. You remember how I said this reporter was completely invisible? Yeah, and all of this chaos, he is untouched, he is unfazed, he is unharmed. I don't know if these ants just didn't see him as a threat, or he just was so locked in on getting the big scoop that nobody ever seemed to care about him. I know the saying is cameramen never get phased, they never die, but man, he's really taking that to another extent, because the episode starts off with him being completely shocked. Everybody's shocked to see a one man that's named Sun Jin-woo. I'm just wondering what's going through Beru's head right now. This dude just approached me. I just killed probably the strongest human that you guys have. I think in this ant's head, he's probably like, aren't you a part of the group I just beat? I just beat all of you and bit off one of your heads. So are you really stepping to me right now? This ant. They go, if you thought that Hunter from earlier with Hunter Cha was going blow for blow with Hunter Cha, these niggas was actually going blow for blow. When have we ever seen somebody get punched by Sun Jin-woo and they didn't go flying 3 stories away? For a second, you can definitely tell Beru froze up. He didn't know what to do, and honestly, if I got hit like that by a man who literally forced me to sit there and take the punch, that's like it being in a boxing match and the boxer grabs you with one arm and just straight up uppercuts you with a pair of brass knuckles, and you can't do anything about it. You gotta sit there and take it. Well, in this case, Beru could do something about it. They were going blow for blow, toe to toe. Everything that you know about this, it was bad. It was bad on both ends. It was bad because he's just looking for vengeance, and he killed Goto, might I add, because he's like, the person out there could not have been your king. Meaning he smacked Goto so hard that it didn't even feel like it phased him. But Sun Jin-woo, on the other hand, is giving him the business, so almost like how Frost did in the Tournament of Power, or the tournament before the Tournament of Power. You know the guy from Dragon Ball Super. Technique which so almost just like how they did in the RDC skit. He grabs his wrist and hits him in a form, but you would have thought with the way that this scene looked, with the animation quality that it had, he transformed with these dagger fists, these dagger palms almost, and these super speed wings to go toe to toe with Jin-woo like he never has before. Look at his eyes, bro. Look at his eyes. He's looking at everything and trying to keep up with all of his might, but he can't. And that's the craziest thing about this. But then we get to this sequence. As the other ants run away, which is kind of crazy that we're just letting them run like leveling. I didn't think that we were gonna get to the point that we got to. I know I just said that, but I need to reiterate that I didn't think we were gonna get to the point that we got to in this episode. Honestly, it was kind of weird almost, because it's like, what more stuff do you have to show me that could be more important than a Beru fight? That's how I felt about that one demon that was riding on Kaisel, that was riding on the damn dragon. I'm like, this seems like a season ender, bro. Why are you showing me this so early? Am I complaining? No, great animation, great studio quality, and especially right after that, he saves his mom, so finally some plot to this show. Solo Leveling's main issue is that people say that there's no plot in this show, when I don't think it's primarily that. I think it's just like Demon Slayer. The plot is cut and dry. You know, the plot is we beat Demon, we win. That's all you need. You know, sometimes you don't need like a super twist and turny ass plot like Attack on Titan has. You don't need a super detailed and leveled plot like Death Note has. You don't need something super complex and something really hard to explain like Steins Gate has. Sometimes you gotta go from point A to point B, and this is exactly what Solo Leveling is. And with these 3 episodes, you can definitely feel that. You can definitely see that, and especially with this last episode, like I said, I don't know how to feel about these studios saving their budget until the end, because these ants were moving different, bro. I saw one of the ants literally moving like this in one of them scenes. I'm like, bro, they pulled an Invincible, bro. Why is Invincible's hair moving like that? I gotta talk about Invincible at some point too, but that's besides the point. We're talking about Solo Leveling right now, and I have to say that this Ant arc, now some people want to say that this was them peering over at Hunter x Hunter's desk like, oh, I'm gonna change up that answer a little bit, but that's a good ass answer right there with the Miriam art. You know, I agree. When I first saw this, when I first saw the ants and how they were going, and when the Beru got created, I was like, where's Pito? Where's P2? Where's the other one with the wings? Where's the red one? Because this is just the Miriam arc, bro. Hell no, bro. They dead ass copied them, and I wanted to defend Solo Leveling, but at the same time, I can call a spade a damn spade, bro. They copied the shit out of here. But will I say that it's also still good the second time? It's like getting some pizza and then you get another slice of the same pizza. You're not gonna complain about it. You're gonna just eat it up. And with this, I'm definitely eating it up. Solo Leveling did their shit on this. They did their big one on this, and I'm excited to see what I'm gonna see next week. Do I think there's gonna be any battling or anything like that next week? Honestly, no. I think it's just gonna be a conclusion. I think it's just gonna be some way to save Hunter Cha, and maybe it's not. Maybe we let one of the best characters in this show die. I don't know how I really feel about that. It seems like Sung Jin-woo feels something for her, or he just doesn't want to let her die. Because back when the first episode of the 3-part series that I'm doing right now, he saved her that time too, and now he's trying desperately to save her. He used the potion that he used on his mom. You don't know what he could have used that potion for, but he used it on her. For what reason? I guess just to save her life, which is something cool. That's something awesome. But at the same time, he could have eventually like found out a way to get her to safety, which he's gonna have to do now anyway. It's just like showing them that you can use potions. I guess he doesn't want them to die. I don't understand Sung Jin-woo's mindset when it comes to all these decisions he's making. But I don't know, because even when he did that, the S ranks were like, you already tried a potion. Why are you trying another one? What's the difference between these two? You know, they're going to have a lot of questions. He's going to probably have to get reclassified as a healer. Like it's a bunch of things in this world that will have to shape up because of what Sung Jin-woo did. I mean, and now he's getting broadcasted on live TV. His sister, who he told, I'm just going to step out for a bit. And now he's in an ant war. It's just a lot of stuff going on, which that also is like why I say that Solo Leveling has plot. It's just very simple plot, and people don't like very simple things, and that's why certain people don't like Solo Leveling. They feel like it's just punch, 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 simple thing, punch, 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 which sometimes it is, and that's the cold hard facts. But how do you guys feel about this episode, or these few episodes of Solo Leveling? I don't know how to feel about it. Honestly, it's different. It's not something that I'm used to seeing, bro. This animation quality is crazy. And I'm watching a new show called Supercube, which has this kind of animation out the gate, but you'll have to wait until I start talking about that to see what I'm talking about with that. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that like button, and hit the little bell just show me some extra love. And other than that, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for watching this video. Tell me in the comments how you feel about Solo Leveling. What do you think is going to happen to Hunter Cha next week? Do you think she's going to die? Do you think she's going to stay alive? If you have a spoiler, please leave spoiler warning ahead, because I know the manga is out and people are going to spoil and all that other shit. I don't endorse spoiler community type shit. Please don't spoil in my comments. But that's besides the point. Love you guys. See you guys next time.